Diving solo today, so I put everything in the wheelbarrow and brought it out to the shore's edge. I'm going to take the D2 in. Water temp is 55, air temp is 48. And got a couple dives left, but it starts getting cold at this point. Anyway, I'll speed this up a little bit, but just giving you an idea of what we go through here to do a solo dive. Cold water seeping in the suit, and it's about to hit right where it wakes you up. Drop the flag in about 4 to 5 feet of water. The tide is still coming up a little bit. Take the stuff out that you're going to be carrying in, and then put on your tank. And most important thing is make sure that air is turned on all the way. The next step is to secure the wheelbarrow to the dive flag. Heading out to a depth of about 15 feet, having a good working compass is a must. Otherwise, you get turned around and you don't know which way you're going underwater. I'm using the factory preset dive mode, but I tweaked a few things. I lowered the sensitivity down to 90. Salt sensitivity, I like at 9. It's a little chatty, but you get really good depth if you don't mind hearing a little bit of chatter once in a while. Most important setting is your audio response. You need to keep that up around all the way, which is 7. There's deep targets, and if it gives you a soft signal, you have trouble hearing it. So I keep it all the way up to 7, and I have no problem hearing the signals loud and clear, even at depth. This first target is extremely deep, and as you can hear and discriminate loud and clear, going to all metal pinpoint, I could hardly hear it. Very, very soft whisper. An old GM car key. Somebody went back to the parking lot a little upset 60 years ago. But the big question is, what are they doing swimming with their car keys? Heard a broken signal and discriminate, so I went over to all metal pinpoint and barely heard it. So I went back to discriminate once I was on top of it, and it came back a little clearer. Definitely at the limit of this machine in terms of depth. I was still getting a solid 94 signal, so I knew it was going to be silver. Just you could hear it breaking up just a little bit, but as I get closer, the signal starts getting really strong. Down over a foot in the sand and gravel was a 1951 silver quarter. A nice solid 59, and I could tell by the signal that it was not that deep because I was getting a bit of a double blip. Buffalo nickel. Another signal with the number locking on 94, but I'm just barely picking it up, even indiscriminate. You could hear that little bit of a chatter in the signal. It's at the limits of its detection range. So you knew this is going to be a deep one. heavily crusted silver quarter. This signal is really hard to hear because of the boat that's not too far away. It kind of overrides on the camera. But the signal was a solid 69 and had some good depth to it. Just a solid repeatable. Still get excited every time I see that glimmer in the sand. This one is a nice early gold initial ring. Extreme depth on a signal that read 92. Crusted up silver dime. This one has some good depth and read 92. This ring looked great coming out, but it's just a solid brass ring that was once gold plated. This was sort of a mixed signals where the numbers weren't locking on to one specific number. It was kind of bouncing around in the 80s. This sure looks like an old style trunk key, meaning a trunk to a car. There's the GM ignition key. I recognize this right away from back in the day. They also owned a Plymouth. This is a Plymouth ignition car key. It's got the star on it. Been in about a couple hours and I'm a good 60 yards offshore, so it's time to start working my way back in. I could definitely feel the chill starting to set in. I know I've said this in past videos at the same place, but I have to emphasize it again. I have pounded this area along with a few of my dive buddies, all of us using the Excaliburs over the years, but there's no doubt in my mind this D2 just goes a little bit deeper because virtually every target I got, everything you see here was at depth. Nothing was easy, kind of hard to tell on the camera, but I'm down there with every target, I would say anywhere between 9 to 12 inches. So this is definitely an impressive machine for if you're looking for depth. It does a trick. Just keep your audio response at 7. That's the key to hearing it while in the water.